Hey guys, this is Coach Bill with Fat Loss Made Easy. Hoping you guys are having a great Thursday so far. And yes, do still have my gym clothes on, and when I just got home from the gym, and I'm drinking my regular coffee today because this is Thursday, and it's my fasting day. So I'll go 23 hours without any calories, and I'll break my fast with something very lean, very light. And then in an hour from the 23-hour mark, I'll have my fat meal, which will be my only meal I have of the day. So today, guys, we got some more gym talk for you guys. I've told you this once before, a few times during my live videos, that I get a lot of my topics from the gym, and this is no different. So the gym talk for today is how are old guys and gals able to add lean muscle naturally? What prompted this topic? Well, I get asked multiple times about how in the world at my age am I able to maintain and add lean muscle at my age. Those of you know that Emily and I both are well in our 60s, and now I'm getting ready to push into my 70s here. And so people are asking us at the gym, now because we're senior citizens, our gym fees are free. So we go to multiple gyms. I like to break things up a little bit. I like to see talk to new people, or go to different places and work out. I enjoy that. And so obviously different gyms seem to have more people that will come up to us wanting to know what our diet is, what our meal plans are. And this particular time, I was asked, what kind of over-the-counter supplements are you taking? And I know exactly what they're talking about, because back in our days when Emily and I were competing, that was one of the things that you did back then, was buy a lot of $300, $400, $500 worth of over-the-counter supplements to increase the loss of body fat with pills and supposedly increase your lean muscle mass. Well, my answer to them is I'm not taking any over-the-counter supplements in order to add lean muscle. And what I mean by that, to be more specific, is yes, I do a bone broth protein powder as a meal replacement, and also to add as a snack to get a little more protein in per day. But what they're talking about is growth hormone enhancers, or synthetic growth hormone injections, or testosterone injections. And I tell them, I'd say, no, I don't do any of that stuff. What I do though, is I give my body the tools it needs to produce its own growth hormones and to elevate my own muscle building hormones like testosterone. And so I said, if you follow science, now we've been hearing a lot about science here. Follow this, follow science when it comes to this, follow science when it comes to that. And even the people that are saying follow the science don't really follow the science. If they did, this country wouldn't be in the predicament it is in now. So what I did is I thought I'd go on live Facebook here, and I thought I'd go ahead and let's follow the science, okay, real quick, and let's see what science says about how do old people and how do older women, how are we able to add more lean muscle mass, or even maintain our lean muscle and keep our body fat low naturally. without any over-the-counter supplementation except for the protein powder. Technically, you're buying that from the store, so I guess that's called over-the-counter. But that's the only thing I do, is I do the bone broth, collagen protein powder. That's about it. So, I don't know, let's go ahead and let's follow the science. Now, I mean, there is so much science on how to build lean muscle, how seniors can build lean muscles, not just seniors, but all you people out there can actually add lean muscle by giving your body the right tools. And what that means is, you got to change your way of life, guys. You know, science, there's so much science out there showing the benefits of a high fat, low carb meals, combining it with intermittent and prolonged fastings, and then doing alternate day fastings as well. There's science on all this showing that's how you elevate your muscle building hormones. And the thing that most of the health professionals don't talk about is naturally rebuilding and regenerating your own muscle stem cells when exercising. So you got to combine, if you're looking to add lean muscle and really burn the body fat up, not only are you going to have to change what foods you're eating and the time you're eating, but you're also going to have to introduce your body to some kind of resistance training. That's important too. That's the only way you're going to elevate and put yourself in an environment known as autophagy, which was discovered in 2016 by a researcher. Follow the science. He won a Nobel Prize. And this was only in 2016. That may be why not too many health professionals are talking about it. But he found out that you can induce your muscle building hormones by putting yourself in an environment of autophagy. And the only way you're going to get into that environment, the only way, is stop eating calories, is doing intermittent fasting and periodically doing prolonged fasting. That's the only way you're going to do it. He won a Nobel Prize. He discovered there was multiple health benefits by putting yourself in this environment, not only to elevate your muscle building hormones, but also to combat or fight many disease models, including cancer. And because of his discovery, there's more and more actual human trial researches that are being done out there. I just have a few here. I don't have them all. And so let's follow the science here. Okay, PubMed, which is a resale. These are real research sites, guys. These are clinical, scientific research sites. These aren't blogs. And a lot of PubMed has a lot of these different articles or researches done by different countries and by different research universities, and they publish them in PubMed. So there's multiple studies. So the central role, so in order to add lean muscle at any age, and if you're a woman, you can do the same thing, is you've got to be able to regenerate and rebuild your muscle stem cells when training hard. And we all know that a lot of seniors have been told you cannot add lean muscle because why? Because you're too old. And that's not true if you give your body the right tools consistently. And that's where these research scientific case studies have shown with human trials, clinical trials, that have abstracts on the beginning of the trial, which shows it's an actual clinical trial. Here's one of the articles in PubMed, the central role of muscle stem cells in regenerating failure with aging. So they actually did intermittent fasting with an aging population and discovered that even the seniors are able to regenerate new muscle stem cells when exercising as they're doing their intermittent fasting. The Journal of Cell Science also did research on muscle stem cells when when you're in an environment of intermittent fasting or when you're in an environment of autophagy. JCSbiologist.org did research on adult skeletal muscle stem cells. They all found out the same thing. Intermittent fasting promotes muscle stem cell regeneration. Okay, the potential of muscle stem cells when doing intermittent fasting. This was published by the Science Direct. Published that one. There was an article published in the JCM. I think that's called. Let's see. It was done by JCM. Where is that at? The Journal of Clinical Medicine. Okay, the Journal of Clinical Medicine published an article on the research showing that seniors and those over 40 plus, this is a must for you to slow. I mean, they showed it. They have science saying that it slows premature aging, and at the same time add lean muscle. Now, what a great package to have. So if you're doing intermittent fasting or alternate day fastings, then not only are you giving your body the right tools to activate your muscle building hormones to help you lose body fat and tone your muscles up, but you're slowing premature aging. Don't you think that's worth doing? Like I said, I mean, this is science, guys. High levels of human growth hormones help build muscle and aid in fat burning. Growth hormones and sex steroid administration in healthy aged women and men. Randomized clinical trial. This was a clinical trial done with men and women, older men and women, showing, and this was published in PubMed, showing how intermittent and alternate day fasting or long, even 72-hour fastings, elevate growth hormones. What they're showing here is that not only are most of you are only spiking your growth hormones first thing in the morning and just before you go to bed at night. This trial showed that older people, men and women, kept their growth hormones elevated throughout the whole day, and that's why they're able to slow premature aging, and that's why they're able to keep or add and regenerate more stem cells. That's just a few of them. Here's another one. Growth hormones. Intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting causes a burst frequency and enhances growth hormone secretion during a 2-day fast in normal men. So what they measured was they put a group of men on a 2-day fast, which means they didn't eat any calories for 2 straight days, and then tested their hormones, their growth hormones, and they were elevated. There's even better news about that. Here's another study done in PubMed. Compared with other weight loss strategies, a fasting diet helps to prevent muscle loss. Intermittent fasting versus daily calorie restriction, which diet regimen is more effective for weight loss. So what this was actually published in PubMed also. What they're saying that doing intermittent fasting, you have to look at the intermittent fasting as a diet versus calorie restriction. So it's not about calories in and calories out. This is showing that it's not about calories in and calories out. It's all about intermittent and alternate day fasting. Science Daily published an article. Autophagy helps fast track stem cell activation. So when you're doing a longer intermittent fast, what that means is when you're fasting longer than 18 hours, say a 20-hour fast or a 22-hour fast or a 23-hour fast or a 36-hour fast. In this particular science case study, they found out that those types of fasting actually fast tracks stem cell activation. In other words, what they're saying here is that the body is regenerating more of the stem cells during those longer fasts. Okay, now does that mean that you can do these longer fasts for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days straight? No, that's not what they're saying. They're only saying that they're periodically doing these longer fasts just to bump start and elevate the body's ability to regenerate more muscle stem cells. This article was actually published in, NCBI, which is PMC articles in. It's a magazine of all kinds of different articles, scientific case studies, clinical studies. And this article particularly was in that book, and it's called "The Autophagy as a Therapeutic Target to Enhance Age Muscle Regeneration." This particular one did the same thing. It took older seniors and did clinical trials on getting their bodies, by doing intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting, into a environment known as autophagy. Now, guys, autophagy, like I said, is a real deal here. And there's different levels of autophagy. So if you're really looking to stimulate your own growth hormones and elevate them much higher, then most likely you need to do 20-hour fast, 22-hour fast, 23-hour fast, and up to 72-hour fast. Now, what we found out through research and other case studies, that the best and easiest and simplest way to put yourself into a more of a therapeutic autophagy more often during the week is by doing alternate day fastings, like what Emily and I teach our clients on our online coaching. So science has actually shown that is the easiest, and most people can do alternate day fasting and do on their fasting days longer fasts. And why is that? I mean, what makes it easier to do an alternate day fast, and why are most people able to do it? It's very simple. The answer is very simple. Because they know they're going to be able to eat the following day. So they're going to fast for 22 hours or 23 hours or 36 hours, but they know that they're going to have a high calorie day the following day, so they're going to eat plenty of food. That's what makes it easier. And then it gives the body a chance to acclimate to these fastings, to where you're going to activate hormones that actually depress your hunger hormones. People are always telling me, I'm just not hungry. I don't feel like eating dinner. Well, don't eat dinner that night. But make sure on your non-fasting days you eat enough calories. Here's another out of PubMed. Autophagy helps to produce muscle satellite cells. They call them satellite cells. You can look those up yourself. To add lean muscle. Autophagy, this was written in PubMed. Autophagy, a process of cellular... what autophagy means is self-eating, okay? It is emerging as the key regulator of muscle regeneration, affecting stem cells and immune cells and muscle fiber function. Muscle stem cells is associated with the suppression of autophagy during key phases of the regeneration or regenerative program. What they're saying here, guys, is autophagy not only helps with the immune system, it also helps with the immune cells as well. In other words, autophagy is going to help strengthen your immune cells. And I'll tell you right now, I'm sure you guys recognize this name, the University of Southern California, USC Medical Center did research on autophagy. And they found out that by doing a 72-hour fast, it will actually boost and rebuild and strengthen your immune system by rebuilding the cells. That's science. You just have to follow it. I mean, just from what I told you guys here today, this should convince you that this ancient old way of eating, which is high good dietary fat, low carbs, and then combining it with intermittent and prolonged fasting, and by doing alternate day fasting, there's way too much evidence that this will actually be the way to give you overall health. Now, do it all. Here's one here. This is by the Journal of Clinical Investigation. This is kind of important. Fasting enhances growth hormone secretion and amplifies the complex rhythm of growth hormone secretion in men. 2,000 times higher in growth hormones doing extended fasting. SC found out the same thing. By doing the 22s, the 24s, the 36s, the 72s, it will enhance growth hormone in men by 2,000%. Excuse me. And women up to 1,300%. That's why seniors, gals, or guys and gals, are able to increase their muscle mass by giving their bodies the right tools and do it naturally. Here's another one. The Journal of Clinical, this is a hard one for me to pronounce. It's secretion burst frequency. That's another. They're talking about the same thing as that PubMed, as the Journal of Clinical Investigation. These are two separate investigations done. Both of them say the same thing. It emulsifies the growth hormones in men and women. And now, here's the one here. USC News. That's what it's under. It's called USC News. Fasting triggers stem cell in your immune system. So, follow the science. That's all you have to do. And like I said, this is real science here, guys. So why is it so difficult for these health professionals to do their own investigation on this ancient old way of eating? This is not a fad diet, guys. This is not a starvation diet. This diet is basically what your body has been designed to do in the first place. And over generations, we've gotten ourselves away from it. And that's why this country is one of the sickest countries in the world. And that's why type 2 diabetes in the young and old is rampant right now. Matter of fact, that's why most of the diseases out there are rampant, because they're finding out that the root cause of most diseases out there, if not all diseases, is inflammation. And the root cause to most of the inflammation that you guys have is due to what you're eating every day, because the environmental toxins are so high. Not only in the air you breathe, but in the food you're eating and in the water you're drinking. So you got to give your body some help here. You got to give your immune system some help here and get back on this old ancient way of eating. And don't quit, because most likely it's going to take you a while for your body to adjust to this way of eating, because you've been eating the American Standard Diet for so long. So guys, that's my gym talk for the day. So I hope you got some good information from this. And like I said, I'm going to keep saying it. You know, the media keeps saying it. Follow the science. So I'm going to say the same thing. Follow the science. You guys have a great day. See you in the next video.